Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is evenleasesc, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, I'm taking a look at the Drake Cutter Scout. Let's go ahead, take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review. Today, the Drake Cutter Scout. Now, this ship here is one of three variants of the Cutter. This one, the Scout variant. Now, before we get into what that means really quick, I want to say you guys are truly all amazing. There's been so many entries into the most recent giveaway for the Turtle, and I cannot wait for the winner to be announced, and, you know, everything. So that'd be great. I think we got a couple weeks left, so keep entering if you haven't entered already, and good luck to everybody out there. It'll be pretty exciting to see who walks away with that. It's a great game pack, so thanks again, Cloud Imperium Games. Now, getting into this ship here, it is $50 if you were to buy it on the Pledge store when it is available, so keep an eye out for that if you want this variant. And if you buy it in-game, which it's always available over at the New Deal store on in the city of Lorville for 705,600 aUEC. So it's under 1 million UEC. It's a fantastic little ship, and it can get you from point A to point B with no problem. And it's got that signature Drake design. Pipes everywhere, looking like it's half built but sturdy. Now, taking a look at its stats, this thing has one of the lowest DPSs in the game, or damage per second in the game, sitting around 288 damage per second with those stock weapons. And again, I do review it stock just because it's what you buy, it's what you get. Now, upgrades, you can upgrade it how you want, and that could definitely change some factors, but not too many. It is only 2 size 2 hard points. And then outside of that, you do have 2 size 2 Tempest 2 missiles. So not much on the missile department either. Again, this is the Scout variant, and what that entails is it has that big dish on the top and a dedicated scanning station in the back area of the ship, which we'll take a look at here in just a second, allowing you to kind of scan the verse you're in and look for either ships or points of interest and other, explorable style things, which will be interesting to see how these stations really come to play in the future. Now, outside of that, this ship only has 1 size 1 shield generator stock sitting at 1500 bubble shield, and that's pretty average for this style of ship being in the starter ship range. So 1500, I wouldn't really give that a negative. I wouldn't really give it a positive. It's kind of just a neutral point that it does have it and it is there. So not too much of a hit there. Outside of that, it does have a bigger health pool range compared to a lot of other starters, sitting at 17,400, which is fantastic. And as you can see, there's not too many areas of this ship that could technically break off. Of course, like most ships, the most crucial part would be the engine nacelles, so you just got to be careful not to lose those, or you're going to have a very fun experience trying to land this thing. It's a fantastic little ship. You know, it's like a little shoebox with engines, and it's fantastic. I think it's great. Honestly, it's one of the better starter ships just by design, and it does have its gold standard pass. Well, its components pass. I'd say it's both. You know, it does have a gold standard and its components path. It does have accessible buttons, and it also has all the components accessible, so it's very nice. It looks fantastic. Now, it can carry 2 SCU of cargo in that back room, which we'll be going into in a moment, as well as an internal SCU for the crew of 0.93. And by crew, I mean the one person. Technically, you could operate more than one person in this thing, as there is space for it, but it's only got 1 bed, 1 bathroom style situation, so it is a single person ship. And its top speed is 180 SCM with a 380 forward boost and a 160 backwards boost. I'll be honest with you, that's a very slow top speed for a starter ship. A lot of smaller ships like this are over 200, and so that's kind of disappointing, but it's definitely not like the end of the world, but it's pretty slow. it's a pretty slow speed, and I wish that was probably around 230, given the size of the ship with the size of the engines. It would probably make a little bit more sense. And its top nav speed is 1010 as well. So even the nav speed's kind of disappointing as well, which is too bad. Now, in the old style of Quantum Fuel, it had 1,960. Right now, it's sitting at that 1 million mark because they have to balance it all out and figure out kind of how each ship is going to handle when it comes to fuel. So that's up in the air. That can't be a concrete stat right now, but just know that it will probably carry a little bit more fuel than certain variants just because it is a Scout variant, but it probably won't carry as much fuel as like the Rambler variant, which is meant to explore further distances. So something to consider. Now, it's a very impressive ship. It's got really great detail. She looks fantastic. It's got kind of like this front end of like a, box van mixed with like some headlights from a train. It just looks really cool. And then it's got that, Drake love. So pipes everywhere. And yeah. Now, getting on into the interior here, and before I do so, I will say the EM rating of the ship is 2,529, so you will stay pretty stealthy when you're out there in the verse, which is great. That's always something to be, to consider, is how quick you're going to be spotted while you're out there flying, because you don't really want to be putting yourself in the middle of a combat situation in a ship like this, but you potentially could, so... Now, looking at the interior here, this is the cargo area where you could store a small vehicle, like a very small vehicle. You won't be able to fit a Rock or an Ursa or, vehicles like that, but you could definitely fit like a smaller hover style vehicle, or someday something like the motorcycle. That'd be nice, the Ranger. And then you can see you have a lot of your components accessible here on the side, over here on the left, over here on the right. And this is the scanning station, which is now operational. Well, mostly. It doesn't have its like scanning gameplay per se. It does have a radar which can see active targets. It does have the ability to operate the ship from here, which is nice. Like I could turn on the engines if I wanted to, which I just did, as well as other things. So that's pretty cool. I do like that here, and I can't wait to see this with this 100% intended gameplay. So that's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and back out of that. We'll take a look on in here. Now, once you go ahead and get in here, you do have a bed to the right. Pretty nice little bed, very comfortable. It's got that Drake style, very neat, very nice. And then right above it, you're going to have some storage that's not accessible, but to the left is your actual storage that if you press F over, you can go ahead and open and store things here, allowing you to, store things. It's kind of nice. This one is actually accessible compared to other ships where it's not. Now, behind you, you do have a fire extinguisher right here. Nice little placement, easy to get to, because this is one of those ships that could potentially have an interior fire, just like any ship that has an interior. And then, of course, Drake style, having a pipe out here in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Right here is the bathroom. If you were to go ahead and head in here, you can take a shower, go to the restroom, turn off the lights, make it a very crazy and creepy experience. Let me go ahead and open this really quick. I don't know what that button just did. I probably just opened, like, nothing. Okay. Now, if you continue on, this is the pilot's area where you would fly the ship here. And to the right, you do have a very nice gun rack where you could fit a rifle, 2 handguns, as well as a big weapon like a railgun. So when you're ready, you park this ship right above your target, look out the back door, and give them, what they're asking for, right? Instead of giving up your ship. Right behind you, you're going to have a little bit more components here once they are in the game, like your life support and your avionics, like your, server stuff and all that. So pretty cool like that. And then, of course, if you're taking a look at the cockpit with the new MFDs, it looks fantastic. And, it's a great little ship. You can also close the side shielding on the left and right of the ship for the cockpit if you were to use the little thing here on the left. Let me take a look. It's right here. If you deploy that, as you can see, it closes this, protecting the pilot a little bit more when you're in a dangerous situation. So pretty cool. Pretty nifty. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about my review score really quick. Let me go ahead and close that back door. Where are you? There you are. Close exterior. Go ahead and fix this and take off once we get those engines going here. Now, honestly, this ship is a fantastic ship. It's a fantastic starter. It's not always available on the Pledge Store, but it's definitely a ship you can get in game and totally worth it if you like these smaller ships, especially one by Drake. Now, my score is an 8 out of 10. The only thing really getting hit for would be its firepower and its speed. The firepower is severely lacking. Again, it's not meant to get into a fight, so it's nice that it's at least there, but it's definitely not a big positive of the ship, and the speed is definitely not anything to write home about. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm still recovering right now, as you could probably tell in my voice, but I am definitely here and ready and hyped for CitizenCon, as I hope everybody is. It's going to be very exciting to see what the game brings us here, what Cloud Imperium brings us, and I'm super excited. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.